Baby, let me give it to you. Whatever you need, I got it. You need to know anything you need, just ask and I'll provide. Whatever you want, I got it.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Looking for Love, a real conversation with a Generation X man and a Generation X woman, bridging the gap so we can have healthy, whole relationships. I am your co-host, Trey Kearney, and this is my co-host,
Lamar Hall.
And we're here every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. And we just really want to have real conversations where we're not bickering and fighting or dividing each other. The men is not right. The women are not right. We are all here to just get complete understanding. If this is your first time here, welcome. Please hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell for notifications for when we go live. Because when we go live, we go live. Share with a friend. So, hey, Lamar, what's going on? How was your weekend?
Pretty good. How about you?
It was good. I went out.
I saw you. The little sexy purple dress. I was like, uh-oh. It's getting all the attention. I know it was. I know. What was that? Friday night.
Yep.
Friday.
It was Friday. It was Friday night. Yeah, it was a good time. I got some attention. I enjoyed myself. Got home 3 a.m.
Whoa. 3 a.m. Holy moly. That's a good time now.
It's a good time. Yeah, I danced all night too. It was the margaritas. Only had 2.5. But that's all you need. We have Italian margaritas. You don't know what that is, go find out and it'll help you out. So we're going to get right into this thing tonight. So we're going to get into our questions from our viewers because y'all be really pressuring me in my inbox about, you didn't get to my question. We're going to get to everybody's question in a timely manner as they come in. And then we have 2 other new segments that we added. Let's take a sip where we do celebrity relationship talk. And then we have our beauty and beast segment. He's the beauty, I'm the beast. And we have our segment where we share a health tip every week. And then we do our final thoughts, just so you know what's going on. So let's get to this first question, Lamar. You ready for this?
Let's go.
Let me get my glasses, because I can't see.
Hey, I'm with you.
My best friend recently got engaged to her on-again, off-again boyfriend of 8 years who has dragged her through the mud in every way. Cheating, lying, stealing from her account, emotional abuse, and he surely is a narcissist. I really despise this person. I won't even call him a man. The only reason he proposed is she had finally cut him off and found someone else. He comes back talking about he has learned his lesson and can't live without her with an engagement ring. And she had the nerve to say yes. Did I mention he has a 3-year-old? You do the math. She asked me to be her maid of honor when they get married on New Year's Day. She's mad because I told her I would think about it, but my answer really is no. I just didn't want to hurt her feelings. I will not co-sign the beginning of the end of her life. Hell, I'm not even going to the wedding. Am I wrong?
Stand on the business that you believe in. I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion, and if you don't like a person, I mean, you have to be willing to understand that that's going to affect your friendship, and you may lose a friend over it. But if you're going to stand on your business, stand on it. I mean, I don't disagree with her, but I think you probably should sit down with your girlfriend and really express. And if she goes through with the marriage, then you have to make a decision. Either you get over it because she gets over it, she's moving, she's going to marry this man, or you're not friends with her anymore.
I totally agree. And I would say really don't beat around the bush. Like, because if this was my girl, I would really just be like, I've been through all the stuff with you, right? I've been through this is my best friend. See, it's a difference between a friend and a best friend, right? My best friend, I'll do whatever she basically asked me to do. But I would really have a conversation with her to say, I totally disagree with this. I believe this is the end of the beginning of your life. But I would never not want to be standing next to you. But I'm telling you, I do not condone this. I'm just doing this because I love you. And I understand you're grown. And this is the person you want to be with. But I want you to really reevaluate some things, right? Like, this person stole from you. Like, he stole from your account. Like, this person stole from you. This person had a baby on you. And the only reason why he's back is because You moved on, and you know that trick, Lamar. Men will do that. They will be like, "Oh, I'm about to lose a good one," especially if she is a good one. But
What's the timeline? How long they been together?
8 years on and off,
Ugh.
and he has a 3-year-old. I mean, it's wrong. Like, for the woman who wrote in, you're not wrong, but unfortunately, you don't get to decide for your friend. And no matter how this turns out, if she decides to marry him, if you are willing to risk your friendship by not going to the wedding, and that's okay with you, because just listen, just be there when she come back, because she's gonna come back, because nothing changes if nothing changes. He's still the same bum
Right.
that he is, and if everything that you're saying about him is true, unfortunately, she's gonna have to marry him, and he'll probably take her for half because she seems like the breadwinner. And then she'll come back to you, and don't say I told you so. Just be a good friend.
There you go.
And just be there with loving arms. But if, like Lamar said, stand on your business. If this is totally against what you feel, stand on your business. So y'all listening in the comments, what would you do? Let us know, what would you do? So if you just tuned in, you're tuned into Looking for Love. I'm Trey Kearney. This is my co-host,
Lamar Hall.
We're here every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for your favorite show, your favorite Generation X relationship show, Looking for Love. Share, share, share. So we're going to go to our next question of what would you do? Woo. My supervisor at work asked me to engage in a threesome with her and her husband. She's always been flirty with me on the job, but I'm an older woman and she's a younger woman. We've been working together for about 6 years. I was not expecting her to ask me something like this. Of course, I told her no. I don't shit where I eat. Now she's making my life at work a living hell. Bad reviews, cutting my hours, leaving me out of important information, and making me look crazy. I'm not sure how to handle this. We are both sisters in a white male-dominated industry. I'm thinking about going to HR, but I don't want to make her lose her job. Any advice would be helpful. I'm going to HR. I'm not playing no games with my money.
Yeah, I mean, I would sit down and tell her, "Said, listen, this is out of control. I don't really know what I did to you, but
She turned her down.
Hopefully, you got some documentation on this, because then it's going to, because in the corporate world, if you get two people that are doing that, they're gonna get rid of both of you." So
no!
If there's no documentation, I mean, at some point, both of you will cease to work for the company, because it's just a conflict. And if it's pointing fingers, you said, he said, she said, that type of thing. At some point, they'll get rid of one of you, and then the other one got to go too, because they're not going to have that in the office.
No, I don't believe that. And I'm going to reach out to my girl Theo, who's an HR expert. She does this. She has her own business and everything. Let me say this. This woman is your supervisor, and she asked you to have a threesome with her and her husband. That is sexual harassment. And now she is harassing you on the job and jeopardizing your job. I know we sisters, and we got to stop this too. I got to say this, and I don't want to say this because, people are voting for certain people because they're Black, whatever, and all of that. We have to be honest with ourselves, right? When it's a sister, like sisters will go to the end of the earth for another sister. We cannot rally for sisters who are not doing the right thing. You can't be trying to secure her job and this woman is harassing you at work because you turned her down for a threesome. You have to be smart enough to understand that you should have went to HR. When the first incident happened, you should have sent the email to HR and said, listen, an incident happened, and this was the incident. This woman propositioned me for a threesome with her husband. I'm not comfortable with it. And you should have let it go from there. Now, I don't know how long it's been going on, but if you asking me, I'm telling you right now that if this has been going on and it's affecting your job, and she's not giving you information that you need for the team to finish a project and blaming it on you, you need to immediately go to HR. I don't care if she's white, Black, Puerto Rican, or Haitian. You need to take yourself to HR. And if she loses her job based on her behavior, you can't feel guilty about that. I'm sorry. You need to go and handle the situation. First of all, How dare you come to me as your coworker and my supervisor and put pressure on me to ask me to have a threesome with you and your husband? Man, I probably would have got fired that day. Just me, because the Cardi B would have showed up.
That's a crazy work environment.
Right. So either, and she says she's an older woman and this woman is younger than her. If you're older and we're talking about Generation X, we're in our 50s, 54, whatever. You don't want to start all over again at no job. No. And you about to go into your retirement years and y'all been working together for 6 years. So you well on your way to your package, boo. Like, we not messing up. No, go. I ain't no snitch, but I ain't no fool either.
I mean, I ain't no snitch either, but I mean, I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt.
Nah.
So,
nah.
I mean, okay.
Not in this situation. Not for me. The benefit of the doubt is me telling you I'm not comfortable with that, but I'm flattered. You know, oh, hee hi. But when you start doing stuff, now she's making my life at work a living hell. Bad reviews, cutting my hours, leaving me out of important information and making me look crazy.
It's getting pretty serious. Yeah,
you can cross the line.
Yeah, you're getting too serious. You need to get HR involved.
Yes, immediately, ma'am, and anybody else listening. Don't play games with your livelihood. And you made a conscious decision that you don't shit where you eat, which is you never. Let's just talk about that for 2 seconds.
Yeah, you should never do that.
Don't mess with nobody on your job, ever. Ever, never, 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 ever.
Never, ever. Or the gym. Because you got to see them if you don't work out.
Right. Any place where you have to constantly go with a person and it could turn into an uncomfortable situation, just don't mess with them. Like Lamar said, the gym, the job, the supermarket, anywhere where you got to frequently see this person and it don't work out, please just let it go. I have heard some horror stories. You got to be smarter than that. And I don't know if your parents taught you or not, but your parents should have taught you don't shit where you eat, ever. You don't mess around with people on your job. And this is another rule that I don't break. I would never mess with a good friend, a good guy friend. And I value our friendship. I wouldn't, like a guy that has been my friend for a long time, I would never mess with a guy that's been my friend for a long time. And I did it once. And exactly what happened. What we talking about? Everything ended. It's nothing. And that was a person that I really valued. And I wish to this day that we had not crossed the line because we're both good people. But the situation is uncomfortable for him because I don't give a damn. But anywho, I don't. But it makes it a very uncomfortable situation. So I now would never cross the line with a good friend who I want them in my life forever because is the risk worth the reward? You know what I'm saying, Lamar? Like,
yeah. I mean, I've never had a bunch of female friends. Obviously, I was, in a marriage for 25 years, but I've had coworkers that are good friends. That they met, and, they met, your family and things. Like you become friends. Sometimes coworkers become really good friends. So, but yeah, no.
Don't do it. If you value the space you're in, and if you value the person, don't ever cross that line. Because if anything happens, it makes it a very uncomfortable situation. And people be acting crazy nowadays, like this chick. I said, no, go find somebody else. You cut my hours and you ain't gonna make me come back to you and say, yeah. And did her husband send her and say, well, that's for your girl at work? What is it called when you start looking at folks as a couple what is that? Like, do people do that? Like, do people pick together, like, or do they send the wife or the girlfriend to go do it? I'm not sure, because how does a threesome even happen? Like, that's not even in my thought process.
It's usually the woman. The woman's usually, the couple talks about it, but the woman has to be kind of the aggressor. Or she's got to go fish for you.
Is that how that works? So the man says your girl is fine.
I don't know if he said that. They probably had talk. It always
and she know his type. Like, is it
either that thing? Or she just started throwing out fillers. It's like fishing. I mean, just throw a bunch of lines in the water. You'll catch a fish here and there.
Wow. I don't know, because I see people that have threesomes, and I'm like, who approached who, or how did that even happen? Especially with married couples, it's like
It's typically the woman, so that she's comfortable in that space, that she has that control. So very, very few men have control in that space. Some do, not all, but it's mostly the women.
we lived and learned today, didn't we, y'all? Listen, let me tell anybody that's listening right now, I'm not into that. Don't approach me, because it's gonna make me feel some kind of way, and I might say something. And I'm trying to be on the up and up. I'm trying to keep myself mellow, but don't do that. Don't do that. So, ma'am, go to HR. That's the answer to your question.
Go to HR.
Tomorrow morning, if you watching, go straight to HR. That's your first stop. When you don't go get no donut, don't stop for no coffee. Go to HR, because this woman about to lose you. What they say, you about to lose your job, because if she beats you to HR. Because when people start, because you're asking questions about, should I go to HR? Did you talk to somebody else on the job? Because the other person will beat you to HR.
Get their story in first.
That's what I'm saying. And you saying she already been giving you bad reviews. So this whole, like you said, Lamar, this woman has a paper trail, because she already been giving you bad reviews, saying that you're not doing what you're supposed to do. And now when you go to HR, they're going to be looking at you like, you just saying this because she gave you a bad review.
Right,
you should have went to HR day uno.
She done waited too long, and now it's like I said, it's turning to he say, she say, and it's like whoever has the most documentation is going to win this argument, and it necessarily doesn't mean truth wins every time.
And I'm going to drop, and he didn't drop the mic as usual. Always starting. We're going to go to our next question. If you just tuned in, you're tuned into Looking for Love. We're here every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. If you are on our channel right now, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and make sure you share. We would love to hear your comments. We would love to answer any questions that you may have live right now. So don't be scared. So we're going to go to our next question. And this one, woo.
Ooh. I thought that last one was ooh. Okay.
This is a woo. This is a woo woo.
All right, let's go.
Woo. House in the Hamptons. Disturbed is an understatement. My older brother, who is 57, asked me if he can go to my house in the Hamptons to get away for a few days to clear his head. He stated he was going through something at home with my sister-in-law, who I adore. They have been married for close to 30 years. They have 2 grown children and 3 beautiful grandchildren, who I am extremely close to because I never had children of my own. We are 2 years apart, so we are very close. I figured since he was going through, I would drive up and surprise him in the morning, since my husband was going out of town on business. When I got there were 2 cars in the driveway, which was odd. I go inside and I find my brother in bed with another grown man.
Oh.
I screamed and he jumped up naked. The man jumped up naked and ran in the bathroom while my brother chased me down. I am now hyperventilating, literally. He's trying to calm me down. The man leaves. I finally gather myself and he begs me not to let this leave this house, that it would destroy his family. His kids would be devastated and would probably kill my sister-in-law. It's been 4 months and I can't stop crying. I'm having nightmares. My sister-in-law had a birthday party for him. The birthday toast she gave made me ill physically and I left. I've been avoiding them since. They know something is up. They keep asking me if I'm sick because they are worried. What do I do?
Well, first off, little sister's doing pretty good to have a house in the Hamptons. And it sounds like a Tyler Perry movie.
And the brothers must be doing good too.
Jeez Louise.
If he's saying it's gonna ruin his family. This is what I'm gonna say. I don't know about Lamar. You put me in this mess, brother. You gonna get me out of this mess. I'm sorry. If you either you gonna tell or I'm gonna tell, respectfully, because clearly, one, it's not fair that you live in a double life. You gotta live your truth. At some point, you 57, like your time is almost up. All of our time. At 57, we on the other side of the mountain, boy. We just don't know what. Like, I'm not saying that some of us ain't gonna live to 100, But I'm saying most of us ain't. So it's probably time for him to live his truth, number one. And eventually, which you're gonna have to tell your sister-in-law and your nieces and nephews something. Because my niece, for instance, I'm very close to my niece. Very. And her grandchildren are my grandchildren. Her children are my grandchildren because I don't have grandchildren yet. But her children call me Nami. And if something like this happened and all of a sudden I'm not going to her house, I'm avoiding them, and they think she's sick. Like, people start to think like you got cancer, you're not, what's going on? You got to sit down with your brother, bro, and you have a nightmare, and the guilt is eating you up. You hold on to somebody else's guilt. I'm too old to be holding on to other people's guilt.
I'm too old for it, but I think, a sibling bond is stronger. And I think that you got to sit down with your sibling and you got to be like, listen, I'm not carrying this. And you can be honest with your sibling. You can talk however you want to your sibling, and you can put enough pressure on your siblings. Like, listen, you live in this lie. It's time to come clean. And that's how you need to do it. I wouldn't necessarily interject myself in their marriage and their life and all that stuff. Yes, that is important, but you should be talking to your sibling and being like, listen, I need you to be on the path of trying to live your best life of who you want to be and live in your truth, and keep encouraging them. It's like, listen, I understand you're going to lose this, you're going to lose that, but aren't you tired of living this lie? Aren't you tired of living in this facade of a life? And either you stop doing what you're doing or come clean.
She can't unsee what she saw.
True,
right?
That's her brother. We don't snitch on our siblings. I mean, we talk our siblings through things, and then we gotta encourage them.
So you're gonna jeopardize your mental health?
No, I'm not. I won't. No, I don't get people that much energy over me. But I would just be like telling my brother, like, listen, dude, you gotta walk in your truth. You gotta get comfortable with you. This right here, you're living a lie, and I can't keep your lie going. So I'm gonna keep pressuring you until you get tired of me pressuring you that you need to move on this situation.
I don't think that's how it works when you're close to your nieces.
Yeah, but your blood. I mean, I get it. You're close, and
your nieces and nephews is your blood too, though.
Hey, I get it, but that's to me, that's for a husband and wife to try to figure that out. I'm going to encourage my brother. Now, if he doesn't do the right thing, then yeah, I mean, a couple of months down, give him a couple of months to handle it.
Give him 4 months.
Yeah, but they haven't had to talk yet. They haven't talked. She hasn't really talked to him. She's been avoiding the situation. So it's like, sit down, lay all the cards on the table, find out how long he's been doing this, and see how serious this is. Because he could be, you may have just caught him. We hope this is the first time, but don't sound like it. So
I'm gonna say this. This is just for me. I will always give the person the opportunity to tell the truth. Always. I will always give the person the opportunity to tell the truth. But what I'm not going to do is suffer mentally for somebody else's messiness. So if you just tuned in, we are talking about a guest who sent in a question. And the question was, a sister found her brother in the bed with another man, and she's really good friends. Her sister-in-law is her sister. So she found her brother in the bed with another man. And the brother asked her not to tell the wife, but the sister has a sister-in-law and 2 grown nieces and two grown nieces or nephews who have grandchildren who she considers to be, and this is good for Theo who's asking, the nieces and nephews she considers to be her children and her grandchildren because she never had kids. So now she can't sleep at night. She's sick. She's avoiding the family. And the sister-in-law and the nieces and nephews are starting to ask her, Auntie, what's the matter? Are you sick? Why aren't you coming around anymore? But the brother has the secret life that he slept with a man. And I'm sorry, this is just me. And like I said, like you said, Lamar, I will have this talk, bro. Either you're going to tell or I'm going to tell, because this is killing me. Literally, she's sick. This is mentally killing me, and I can't do it for you anymore. And I'm not going to avoid my nieces and my nephews and my grandnieces and nephews because you messy. Like, if this is who you are, everybody will get through it. That's one thing we all need to understand too. Kids are resilient. His kids are grown. So I'm sure they got kids they out of the house.
Yep.
The wife probably, if she ain't suspect, something wrong with her. She might know.
Right.
She might know and just be living her life. You know what I'm saying? She
Right.
might not have seen him with somebody else, but she might know.
Yeah. The brother and sister need to sit down and she needs to be like, listen, we got to have this come to Jesus meeting. You got to come clean, or I got to talk because I got to clear my mind.
I got to interact with my family.
Yeah, I can't sleep at night. This is doing more damage to me than it is to you, and I can't carry this.
That's it. Sis, ma'am, let me say this. Talk to your brother. It's been 4 months. That's a long time to hold on to this and suffer. Talk to your brother, because you cannot keep avoiding your niece, your nephew, and your sister-in-law. They already know something's up. Eventually, somebody going to break you. They going to get to you, and you're going to tell it anyway. So just tell your brother, listen, you need to really just tell your wife and your family what's going on, and let us all heal together and move forward. I'll support you through this. Now, I will tell my brother that. I'm going to support you through this. And let's just get past this for everybody's sake, because this is not a good look for anybody. So, sis, tell your brother.
Sit down with him.
You're going to tell, or I'm going to tell. And make sure he mentally sound, because, we don't want nobody to do nothing to themselves. Like, people get scared and they do things. As a brother, he should not put her in this position, right?
Yeah, I mean, if he's gonna do his dirt, he definitely shouldn't have been like, "Let me use your house in the Hamptons." I mean, just that is
right. And her to walk in, I mean, I guess she didn't think nothing like this, and it would be such a different situation if it was a woman. Even though it's bad, cheating's bad, period. But it would have been such a different situation if it would have been a woman.
You gotta treat them. You gotta treat them both the same, though.
No, it's not the same. No.
Yeah, you can't treat them the same.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This changes the whole dynamic of his sexuality and how he's been living for the last 30 years. Like, are you?
Well, I understand the consequences, but I'm saying you're not gonna. She shouldn't handle. The sister shouldn't handle the same.
Yeah, she should tell him you're gonna tell or I'm gonna tell. But I think that she would be more comfortable telling his wife that my brother had an affair with a woman, because that's not hard to say.
It potentially could still do the same thing.
Yeah, but you got to mentally think about this destroying a woman's mind that my husband's been with a man, as opposed to a woman. Like, I could handle that. But if somebody told me my husband was with a man, I got to think about, has the last 30 years of my life been a lie, and this man really likes men, and I've just been a beard this whole time? Like, there's such a stronger dynamic of why she's not telling the sister-in-law. Because if it was a woman, I'm telling you, I would be conflicted too if it was my brother and he was with a man and I had to tell my sister-in-law and it was a man, as opposed to if it was a woman, I'd have been told him, either you're going to tell her or I'm going to tell her. Because I don't want to be the one to crack my sister-in-law with the fact that your husband's sleeping with a man. That's a whole different level of everything that's going to go through her mind.
Sounds like a TV show.
Maybe we should write it. I'm just saying, like, this is, but the thing about it is these things really be happening because people don't live in their truth. You gotta live in your truth. People will recover. If he told his wife this 15 years ago, this would be a totally different scenario than 30 years with grown kids. And he still wants to live a lie. His wife don't even deserve that.
Yeah, I mean, everybody deserves the truth at some point in time. So it's
right.
That's a tough one. I lived out in another state, and a father did this same thing. Came out like that. Yeah.
Really?
And I guess they handled it pretty good. I mean, but yeah,
he told the whole family. It had been years since they didn't know he had kids and everything.
Mm-hmm. Kids were like 16, maybe. They're a little older, like that.
And then he told his wife,
he wanted to be with a man.
Whew. Wow. But I'm saying this really happens. Like people really are afraid to live their truth. So people just live your truth. Please just be honest from the beginning, and don't drag other people in it to where they can really be devastated. So sis, sit down with your brother, like Lamar said. Have a real conversation. Tell him what it's doing to you as his little sister, and maybe it'll jar something in him. And everybody need therapy. Everybody. I'm big on therapy. So everybody go. I hope she has a therapist.
I'm actually going back to therapy. Just made the appointment today.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm. It's time for a tune-up.
Good for you. That's what. Yeah, mind tune-up. We go to the gym and work our bodies out. We eat right, but we don't do the mind tune-up. And that's why so many of us are, not doing well in life. We all need to go somewhere, especially with trauma. Like I hope she has a therapist that she could go and talk through this, because this has so many layers to it, because that's your brother of 57 years. He's a couple years older than you. So during the journey of your life, have you seen things? Is this making you think like, oh, I remember, you know what I'm saying? Because it could be bringing up a whole lot of different things. So if you just tuned in, you're tuned into Looking for Love. We're here every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we answer our viewers' questions. So you can send a question in and we'll answer it the best that we can. And while we're talking right now, this is a disclaimer. We are only giving our opinion. Your decision to do whatever you want to do is your decision. So you should sit down with a professional outside of watching this show and listening to the opinions of us and other viewers who are watching. You are responsible for your actions. We are not therapists and we are not claiming to be therapists. So whatever you decide is on you. So that's our disclaimer for the night. So now we're going to go and pull up this video. We're going to pull up this video and we're going to talk, and we want to know what you guys think about this video too. So share your thoughts in the comments. So let's go right now. So the reason why we're doing this video is because somebody sent me this video, and you guys know this is a relationship show. And we talk about bridging the gap between Generation X men and Generation X women so that we can have healthy, whole relationships. So this is a mindset of two different people that we want you guys to observe.
Me that a woman has to go work like a man every day, and a man goes work and he's tired when he gets home. A woman's not tired. She has to clean, cook, do the dishes, do the laundry. Are you kidding me?
Why don't you want to do that?
What are you talking about? Why don't I
Pause.
you know how fucking tiring that is? Have you done that?
First of all,
I do it every day.
First of all, do not choose a woman who don't want to be a woman.
So you don't want to be a
pause.
woman.
I just
No,
let you
don't
talk.
want to
I
be
just
a
let you
woman.
talk. Yelling doesn't mean you're winning an argument. It's a sign of low intelligence. You can lower your voice and speak to me. I'm sitting right here. I can hear you.
And
so all this, I cook and I clean and yeah, that's part of your function. But when your tire is flat, my function is to make sure you have a new tire.
But
when
that's
your
what
car
I'm
need an
saying.
oil change, it's my job to make sure these people ain't ripping you off. We have different duties and functions and responsibilities. And if you don't love your duty, your function, your responsibility, you're not fit to be a wife, period.
Hey, I sent that to you. So
yeah.
Give me the credit.
I'm sorry, Lamar. Lamar sent that to me.
He's absolutely right. When women have to talk, that energy, I sent that to you because her whole energy is just bad. And I feel bad for any man that has to go work and deal with everything he has to deal with out in the world, being a man, especially a black man, and then come home to a woman like that. That's not peace. That is not peaceful. That guy is stressed and he's going to die way before her. So it's like relationships work when roles are defined. That does not mean a woman has to cook. That means you choose your better things that you enjoy. I've met couples that he likes to cook. Then that means she cleans. He cooks, she cleans. He washes the clothes, she folds the clothes. There's a compromise. That's what you got to learn in a relationship, that there's a give and a take. And it does, just because it means that you're cooking and cleaning, that doesn't mean that's a woman's job. That means that's the job that you are good at or you like to do.
I like what the other woman said. And the other woman looked a little bit older than that woman. She said, why wouldn't you want to do that? And the other woman said, what you mean? You do this? She said, I do it every day. Right? So I want to read something. For my Christian women. For my Christian women, y'all know I'm gonna get y'all. Y'all, am I getting them, Lamar?
Get them.
All right. Listen, I want to read something to my Christian women because I hear so much nowadays, not only from younger women, but older women who are jumping on the bandwagon, and it's getting out of control now. And a lot of women call themselves a Proverbs 31 woman. And I just want to read what a Proverbs 31 woman is for all of y'all. I just want y'all to hear the God-fearing order and roles that are in the house. So let me just pull out Proverbs 31 to all the women who are listening who call themselves God-fearing women and Christians. Proverbs 31, 10 through 31. Listen up, y'all. Put your ears on. How hard is it to find the perfect wife? She is worth far more than jewels. Her husband depends on her. He will never be poor. She does good for her husband all her life. She never causes trouble. She is always gathering wool and flax and enjoys making things with her hands. She is like a ship from a faraway place. She brings home food from everywhere. She wakes up early in the morning, cooks food for her family, and gives the servants their share. She looks at land and buys it. She uses the money she has earned and plants a vineyard. She works very hard. She is strong and able to do all her work. She works late into the night to make sure her business earns a profit. She makes her own thread and weaves her own clothes. She always gives to the poor and helps those in need. She does not worry about her family when it snows. She has given them all good, warm clothes. She makes sheets and spreads for the beds, and she wears clothes of fine linen. Her husband is a respected member of the city council where he meets with the other leaders. She makes clothes and belts and sells them to the merchants. She is a strong person and people respect her. She looks to the future with confidence. She speaks with wisdom and teaches others to be loving and kind. She oversees the care of her house. She is never lazy. Her children say good things about her. Her husband brags about her and says, "There are many good women, but you are the best." Grace and beauty can fool you, but a woman who respects the Lord should be praised. Give her the reward she deserves. Praise her in public for what she has done. I need to tell women who talking about they read the Bible. This woman was buying land with her money. This woman was waking up before her family got up and feeding them. It said nothing about what her husband did, but everything about what she does as a strong Proverbs 31 woman. So when we want to get to what it is that we're supposed to bring to the table, the Bible clearly states that your wife is supposed to be an asset and not a liability. You are supposed to come giving as much as he gives. And that means, yes, you are supposed to come home from work and cook and clean. You are supposed to come home and take care of your man as he is doing the same for you. So all that yelling and screaming to the top of your lungs about what you ain't gonna do is the reason why you will never ever find a good man. Because like that brother sitting there, ain't no man gonna put up with that but for so long. So I know so many women who scream about, I'm a Christian, I'm a this, I'm a that. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Very few are.
Right. You're right. And
very few are. It is, unfortunately, words get thrown around a little too loosely, and there's usually nothing substance of that, that person's truly doing that, because this isn't a hard thing between men and women. Just sit down and talk and just ask one another, what do you want to do? Most men take out the trash. Most men cut the grass. Most men are going to fix the cars. Most men are going to defend the house. There's a rare occasion men cook.
Right. And can I say this too, Lamar, though? Why are you acting like if you lived in a house by yourself, you wouldn't be doing this? I cook. I'm single right now, but I cook, I clean, I wash clothes, I mop floors. I do all of this stuff already. So why now that I have a man in the house with me would I be objecting to doing the things that I do as an adult already? This is what I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, We already have to do these things as adults. So this is not like something that's odd. Like, I already cook for myself. I already clean up after myself. So why am I coming in the house now saying you got to do it because we not going to be living gender roles? Ma'am, you've been doing this stuff. So keep doing it.
It's called being an adult, and I don't understand why women want credit for being an adult. I mean,
Right.
you're being an adult. If you live by yourself, these are things that an adult has to do daily. So when you get with somebody, that person's there to take half of that away from you, and most women don't want that.
And if he or she doesn't, how much of a chore is it to add 2 more pieces of chicken to the pot? Because if you was gonna cook for yourself, you just add 2 more pieces of chicken, pour in a little bit more rice. If he doesn't kick in, I'm talking about the cooking and the cleaning, like she's screaming about. What do you want? You want to vacuum half the rug, or you want him to vacuum half the rug? Well, you're not just gonna vacuum. No, I'm so serious though, because It doesn't make sense to me that I'm cooking already. So when instead of me adding and throwing out a chicken pack with 4 legs, I'm throwing one out with 6 legs or 8 legs, as many kids as we have. Yep. But it ain't like I'm making a different pot. Like, it's the same thing. So we have to learn as women right now that we want to be equal, but we don't want to stand up and do what we've been doing and the necessary things for us as humans to live our lives.
I have a question. So most women you see on these podcasts and stuff, and they want a man to take care of all the bills and all that. What are you doing with your money?
Right.
Well, if my mom money is paying all the bills and creating this lifestyle, what are we doing with your money? Because if you think you're going to live here and I'm going to pay all the bills and you're going to take your money and go buy clothes and bags and all that other stuff, no man is signing up for that. It's like, maybe it's a generational thing. it just sounds absolute crazy to me that when I'm dating somebody and I'm like, hey, we're going to move in. I got a plan for you. That's where I'm at. It's like, I need this. This is what you make. I don't need every penny from you, and I was like, this is what I need from you. That's going to keep our house going. And this is how we're going to run it. And that's the way I present it for my relationship. I'm like, this is how we're going to do it. And I really haven't had a woman to go, nah, I'm not signing up for that. It's not me taking your money and doing it. It's like, we're going to invest now. We're going to travel now. That's what your money's going to do. If my money takes care of all the bills, your money should provide this lifestyle that neither one of us had.
Right. But the thing about it is, when you get with the right person, a grown man, and I'm talking about a grown man, and we're Generation X, is going to take care of the house because, like I said, that woman was living in her house, cooking and cleaning and doing all the things that she needed to do. So when a man takes a wife, when she comes in the house, you're already paying electric, you're already paying the cable, you're already paying everything. You're already taking care of the house. So common sense would say, a grown man, one man told me a long time ago, don't ever let no woman do nothing like that for you. You do handle your business, because when she leave, if you can't handle it, you in trouble. But common sense would say, when you got a woman that comes in that you were smart enough to vet, that you would know that she would come in and be an asset and not a liability without you even talking to her. When y'all get married, she would say, of course we're going to put our money in the same bank account and we're going to manage the money, whether she manages the money well or he manages the money well, whoever's the subject matter expert on managing the money. But all the money's going in the same place. But no woman should want to be with a man that can't maintain the basic necessities of a home. That's my only problem. I'm gonna come in that house and I'm contributing. You don't have to ask me to contribute. I'm grown and I'm smart, and I know that I'm not, you won't pay everything in this house and I'm gonna take my money and I'm gonna go to brunches with my girls and I'm gonna go on girls trips. No, I'm 54 years old and I know that you are capable of managing this whole house on your own. Babe, here, what are we doing with this? I trust you to lead because you already can handle this whole house. The 50-50 conversation with a brother that's asking me to marry him and come in the house and I'm paying 50% of the cable bill and 50% of the light. I'm not doing that with you, bro. You ain't ready for a wife. You ain't ready. I got money and I'm never going to take my money and not contribute. But that shouldn't even be a thought in your head if you vetted the woman right. You know she's going to come in and contribute.
Well, that's a man that has a plan, though. I mean, a man, it's easy for a man to just go 50-50 down the thing. That you're looking for a roommate. No. I have a plan for us. I'm
Right.
taking care of this, and your money is going to be investment in retirement and do other things with it. And that is where you can do. That's where you see what kind of man you got. If he's talking about 50-50, hey, the light bill's 100, you got 50, I got 50. He ain't got no plan for y'all.
No, he ain't got no plan for himself.
True. I'm like, if I need your $50 to pay the light bill, then hey, I'm already doing bad. So just we gotta,
you ain't even got no business trying to marry nobody. If you need a woman to come in your house and pay 50-50, you don't have no business marrying nobody. And if you think you're supposed to come into a man's house and marry him, and you ain't supposed to cook, clean, wash clothes, vacuum floors, you're not ready to get married either. Both of y'all in the wrong state of mind, because like I said, I'm already here cooking and cleaning and vacuuming and all of the normal things that human. I don't live in no dirty house. So I'm not going to come in your house and live in a dirty house either and say, well, if you don't clean, I'm not going to clean. We just going to have clothes all over the place and I'm not going to cook. That's ludicrous. It's just ludicrous to hear this woman say that.
Hey, yeah, she's tripping.
Yeah, so if you just tuned in, you're tuned into Looking for Love. We was on a tangent just now, but it's okay. We're here every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. Please, if you're there, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so you know when we go live. So we're going to go to our next segment, which is one of our new segments, and it is Let's Sip on That.
Man, watering down. I've been ready to drink.
Oh, you've been sipping.
Mm-hmm.
What you drinking on?
A little bit of rum, a little bit. I'm a juice head. I like juices. I'm the guy in the store that just grabs random juices and stuff. So juice, a little bit of ginger ale. I like this little drink. What you got?
I got some ginger ale, Fireball whiskey.
Ooh, Fireball. Ooh, that sounds
Fireball. Cheers to you.
That sounds like a hangover.
No, it's not. Cheers to you, Kim. My very best friend, Gibi. She got me on Fireball. That's her favorite. She's Fireball queen. So it's good. No, it tastes like the cinnamon. Remember red cinnamon balls and you ain't like that.
Peppermint and cinnamon. I don't like.
Well, you ain't grown.
I don't like peanut butter. Oh
no, you ain't grown. You ain't grown. So let's sip on it. Let's get to our topic for the night, and that is let's just pull this up to the stage and then we'll talk about it. So. Jennifer J-Lo is on her fourth divorce. And they're saying that so these are the 4 marriages that she had. And she spun the block. Let's talk about that first. So should you spin the block? That's a question that I want to ask everyone who's watching right now. In the chat, should you spin the block? And if you don't know what spin the block is because you're a little bit older, spin the block means should you go back to a former lover, a former relationship, and start over again with them? You said no, Lamar. Why?
No. If milk spoils in the refrigerator, I don't try to drink it or put it back in the refrigerator. Think it's going to get better.
Oh no.
Move on. Just listen. You don't. I don't know. It's just me. I wouldn't, because you leave for a reason, and whatever reason you left for is going to get used against you, and it's just too much history sometimes with a person, and it ain't worth the headache to try to rekindle some stuff unless both people really grow. So that's rare. You gotta grow. So I don't know.
Right, and I believe that sometimes the right people together at the wrong time. Like, say, for instance, it was a couple that got together when they were very young and they met each other later on in life. They dated, they were young, they broke up, the young man cheated or the young woman cheated, whatever. But they were young. Young people are not ready for a serious relationship, but now they've gone their separate ways. And people who are like 54, 55 years old, Gen X, now you've had a one marriage, you've been divorced, you guys have grown kids, and y'all run into each other. And it's like, hey, what's up? And then y'all start talking, and you worked on yourself, and he worked on himself. I think that's the only time.
So there's not talking marriage. We're just talking like maybe dated.
No, marry them.
I wouldn't.
Well, Jen and Ben wasn't married the first time.
Right. I'm saying they dated. Now, if you want to date your ex again, okay, maybe. But I mean, tell me how many times that works out. You know, it's like
I'm talking now. If it's somebody that you was dating in your older years and y'all broke up over some nonsense, then we not doing that. That's just crazy. But sometimes younger people or early on, it's the right two people at the wrong time. Because my aunt and my uncle, God rest his soul, they was married, they got divorced, and then they got married again, and they lived until death did them part. Right? He went and got himself together, and you know whatever. He found out it wasn't nothing better out there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You give that's say that's why it gets gray area for me. It's like if you got divorced for a reason and you go back out there and you go like, ain't nothing else out back here. Might as well go back and get what I want. Don't come back to me with that shit. I don't want you. Keep your.
I just think that I think that whatever the reason was, the initial reason for the breakup, if that thing has not been corrected, you're just gonna run into the same problem. And sometimes it's just best to keep it moving, because I don't know if they got back together because the sex was good or what the situation was, or because nothing changes if nothing changes. If neither one of them really went and got to the root of the problem of why they broke up the first time, it was inevitable that they would break up. But here's another question. So they're saying that there's no prenup. That's the word on the street, is that there's no prenup for this marriage. So
they're idiots. They're both idiots. They're both idiots. Whoever their financial advisors are, Ben Affleck is now an idiot because she was married 3 times before.
But they thought they came back. They thought this was their happy ever after.
Listen, when you got money, you cannot make emotional, silly decisions. You just cannot. It's just like, if I show up and I got 100 million and you show up and you got 75 million, we both understand. We need to protect ourselves. That's the right grown-up thing to do. I would look at her and be like, you've been married 3 times. There's a great chance that this isn't going to work. Why would I
believe in prenups? I don't believe in prenups. Mm-mm.
Well, I mean,
I don't.
Listen, go win $100 million. I bet you will.
No, this is why. Let me tell you why. No, let me tell you why I don't believe in prenups. Really, let me just tell you why I don't believe in prenups. Because I believe if I have to ask you, Lamar, to sign a prenup, I don't trust you. Something in me is telling me that he might stick me for my paper. If I gotta think that way about you, I don't want to marry you. Let's just be whatever we be in. But if I really have to ask you for a prenup, then there's something inside of me. And if a man has to ask me for a prenup, then he's thinking that she might stick me for my paper.
But but I'm saying, if I show up with 100, whatever, if I got 100 million or $1 million and I show up and I had that before you should understand that just if the shoe was on the other foot, you had $1 million.
I wouldn't want. I'm telling you, I would not marry a man if I thought I had to get a prenup with him. But I would not marry him.
That's not what I'm saying. What if you had $1 million?
That's what I'm saying.
And you wouldn't ask if you had $1 million and I had 50,000. You wouldn't ask me for a prenup.
I wouldn't even be with you if I had $1 million. You had 50,000. I wouldn't.
See, that's a whole other conversation.
No. Seriously, I would not be with you if I had $1 million. We 54 years old. If you only have $50,000,
women don't.
And you 54. No, but I'm just saying. No. And vice versa. I'm not saying that a man shouldn't feel the same way. I'm just saying you're 54 years old.
We date down. We don't care about money. That's why.
Then why you worried about your prenup?
No. The prenup is for whoever has.
You said you don't care about money.
No. The prenup is for whoever has the most money. Whoever shows up with the most money, they need to be thinking prenup.
But you just said men don't care about what you got. Like, you don't care about the money.
We would date down. Men will date down. Women don't date down. You know, if I had $1 million and the girl that was flipping burgers at McDonald's is fine as hell, guess what? I'm going to get her. If the guy's at McDonald's and he's fine as hell, you got $1 million, you be like, give me my bag, fool, hurry up.
Not at 54 though. Not like, listen. Not at 54.
I get it.
At 25, 30, at 54, if you are not ready for retirement, you are not ready for a wife. As a man, like seriously, Lamar, I'm just being realistic here. At 54 years old, like I can't date you for your potential at this point. Like,
okay, what if he max? Oh, let's just say you just all of a sudden got $500,000. Somebody left it to you, and then you meet a guy, he makes 100. You wouldn't ask him for a prenup?
No, I wouldn't. He make $100,000 a year. And
you just so magically got $500,000. You wouldn't ask for a prenup and y'all met?
No. If we was together and we were working on getting married already, now if it's somebody that I just met, but if I'm considering marrying you, I trust you. You shouldn't marry nobody that you don't trust with your life.
Well, I trust
you with my life.
I gotta trust you. I just can't. I work too hard to get that money, and I would never feel any way towards. If I met a woman and she had more money than me, I wouldn't feel any type of way about that. That's the because I got my own. I know at the worst case scenario, I got me. I know that for sure. So I don't necessarily need your money, and I'm not going to it thinking that we're going to break up. But you have every right that you should be able to say, hey, this was what I had beforehand. And you're not entitled to that. You're entitled to it while we're married. I'm going to shower you with all of it. But if we don't work out, the fact that you can take half of it, that's a little tough for me. Because I mean, listen, and I don't do this. You know, I was offered half of retirement through a divorce. I didn't take it.
I was from my divorce because the way things ended, I left with nothing because I cheated on my ex-husband and he was a good person. An honorable thing for me to do was for him to handle his responsibilities with my son. This is why you got to know. This is what I'm saying. He didn't need a prenup, right? Because the person that he married, he knew, basically. He didn't need a prenup because at the end of the day, when I walked away, I said, I need you to take care of our sons. I need you to pay for their school if they want to go to school, right? Because this is your responsibility. We bought this house together. So I would like for you to buy me out of the house. And he was okay with that. And then my attorney was mad because we started a business. And she said, you're entitled to future earnings for the rest of your life. And I said, I'm not doing that to him. I'm not going to be here with him doing what I used to do. And we didn't get divorced for a while. So he's been building that business and working every day. I'm not doing that to him. So you have to know the content of the character of the woman or man that you're dealing with. And if you have an inkling of a thought that you have to sign a prenup, then you probably don't trust this person. I'm just saying. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't get a prenup. I'm just saying in the back of your mind, you saying to yourself, she might be sticking me for my paper.
It just depends on how much money I got. Because if I win a lotto tonight, your ass is getting a prenup. Shit. Don't mean I love you any less. It's just stupid.
If a man asks me for a prenup, I'm going to tell him, all right, I have a good life.
Let's say you met a guy and y'all date for 6 months and he wins the lottery. And then all of a sudden he goes, hey, baby, I'm really loving you. I think I want to do this, but I need to sign prenup because I just won the lottery.
Nope. No. I'm not here for your money. No.
I know. Okay. But you gotta have a safeguard though. You gotta have a safeguard.
No, I'm your safeguard. Me. No. I'm your safeguard. You gotta trust me.
You're 1 out of 100. Them other 99, they gonna get you. So
they're gonna stick you for your papers.
They're gonna stick you up in the back, they're gonna get you. So hey, did you ever know? Here's a fun fact. Did you ever know that Biggie, that song that he was, what he's talking about, he was at the girl's house and a boyfriend played for the New York Knicks?
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, go back and listen to it. You know what Anthony Mason is the guy. It's a true story.
Oh, wow.
Fun fact.
Oh, that was a good fun fact. So if you just tuned in, you're tuned into Looking for Love. We're here every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. And we are here as a man and a woman to bridge the gap and have fun conversations without bickering and arguing with each other and separating us from each other. So if you would like to have your question answered on the show live, you can send us an email at info@TreyKearney.com. or you can send us a DM. I'm at Trey Kearney on Instagram, and Lamar is
MAR_T_HALL13.
So if you want us to answer your question live, please do. Or if you want us to talk about a celebrity happening that's going on, shoot us an email and we'll be more than happy to talk about it. So we're going to get to our next segment because we are already at our time. So we're going to get to our next segment, which is our new segment, Beauty and the Beast. He's the beauty and I'm the beast.
No. All right, here's my beauty tip for men. As we get older, 45 and older guys, you're going to start experiencing low testosterone. So things that can naturally be done: vitamin D3, cold showers. When you exercise, focus on legs. Cod fish oil. Those natural things will help boost testosterone. Why is that important? Because men get belly. We all get that belly fat in the midsection. That is a true indication of poor diet and low testosterone. So,
Is it?
Yeah. So if you're looking, guys, to get back in the gym, it's a chemical. You got to chemically get your body right, and that big old belly doesn't go away with just normal stuff. You got to put the right things in your body. You got to get your testosterone levels checked, and a normal man's testosterone should be above 350 at the age, I think, around 45. So go get it checked.
Go get yourself checked out, fellas. Thank you, Lamar, for your beauty health tip of the week. So my tip of the week is when you have a bad stomach ache or stomach problems, try to go all natural. There's some things that you can use to ease your stomach ache. You can use natural ginger, or you can use ginger oil, essential oil. Make sure it's a real essential oil, like from doTERRA, because the oils that you get from like Walmart and these different places, you cannot ingest them. So make sure you look on the bottle to make sure it's safe to ingest. And on the doTERRA bottles, it tells you the nutritional facts. So that lets you know that you can use it internal, external, or aromatic. I think that's the word. You can put it in your diffuser. And you can use peppermint oil for stomach aches too. This is what I'm going to tell you. There are some things, like one time I took, so be careful of these things. When you don't know what the ingredients are on the back of the box, you should not take it. If you cannot pronounce the ingredient, you should not ingest it. So I took Pepto-Bismol tablets, maybe this had to be 12, 15 years, a long time ago. And I was talking and I was looking in the mirror. I was in the bathroom doing something and my tongue was black.
Yeah, that does happen.
That happened to you?
Yeah.
I was like, what the?
And it only happens with the tablets.
Right, because you ain't got no business taking it. So this is why we need to learn some natural ways to ease stomach discomfort. So ginger, peppermint oil. And I saw that in a black tongue. And then I went and I Googled, why is my tongue black? And I was like, what did I take? And I put Pepto-Bismol and I looked on the back of the box and it said it may turn your tongue black. Mm-hmm. Had I known that, I would have never took it. So read the back of the box. Don't just be taking stuff that the doctors give you. Don't just be taking over-the-counter stuff. Reading is fundamental. So anytime you're ingesting anything, you should know exactly what it's made of. So if you have a stomach ache, ginger and peppermint oil are your best friends. And you can, if you have the right oils from the right company, you don't even have to take it internally. You can actually rub it topically on your stomach, or you could put a drop in your belly button for diarrhea and all different things. You could put a drop in your belly button and it'll bind you up. I ain't lying. I'm telling the truth. I got proof.
Dropping your belly button to stop like constipation. I mean, it'll make you stop having diarrhea.
Yeah, it'll help you. Yeah, a drop of ginger oil, a drop of peppermint, and there's another oil through doTERRA, but we'll talk about that later. And you just put it in your digestion. You put it in your belly button, and it works because I've done it to Jermaine. Because you know my son Jermaine is on autism spectrum, and he doesn't like to ingest many things, especially medicine. So it really helped when he had diarrhea one time. So
makes sense.
That is our Beauty and the Beast segment of the week. So now we are going to get to our final thoughts. Lamar, what is your final thoughts from this whole conversation that we've had tonight?
We talk about this so much, and it just blows my mind on people that just are not living in their truth. And it's you got, I mean, people, it is, you got one life to live. I mean, and it's unfortunately it takes us a lot, and I'm not talking from a higher place. You learn later in life that you should have been truthful a long time ago, that you would have been a lot happier. So just really just understand is that your true happiness is lying on how truthful you're going to be, you know, and how much work you do on yourself. And it's a constant battle. Like I said, I'm back in therapy tomorrow. So it's just, you know, it's a constant thing. And I think I'm doing a pretty good job, but I mean, I want to do better, but I made a lot of choice a long time ago. I'm going to be truthful, and you're not going to like it, but unfortunately it's my truth. So it's truth. Stand on what you got to be truthful first. You have to be comfortable with you and be truthful.
I double down on that because that's what I was going to say. And I want people to also understand, my final thought is people will bounce back. People will be okay. Sometimes you got to tell people the truth. We had a couple of situations on here from our viewers who wanted to know, should I go to my girl's wedding? Should I tell my brother's wife? People will bounce back when you're honest with them. So tell your girl, I'm not happy with the man that you're marrying. Tell your brother, you got to tell your wife. So you have to be honest and know that people are definitely going to be okay. So that is our show for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Looking for Love on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. My name is Trey Kearney, and this is my co-host,
Lamar Hall.
And we're here every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. Please hit the subscribe button. Follow, friend, and like us on Instagram, social media. Let us know what you thought of the show. Your comments mean everything to us. We thank you to those who are here live. We see you, Theo. We see you, Better Love Movement. We thank you guys for tuning in. Your comments mean the world to us. We thank you, Francis Coleman Priester. Hey, Francis. Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much for being here. So thank you. We love you. And we will see you next week. Same time, same station. Peace and blessings.